what if you had the actual playbook for financial crime? Well, we got our hands on the official Fraud Examiner's Manual. Yeah, the guide the pros use to hunt down the bad guys. So today, we're going to turn the tables. We're using their book to give you an insider's tour of the world of fraud, from sneaky corporate spies to digital thieves. Let's dive right in.
So let's start with a big question. What do you think is a company's most valuable secret? Is it some secret recipe, a top secret customer list, maybe the game plan for a huge merger? Whatever it is, you can bet that right now, someone is trying to steal it. And that leads us directly into the shady world of corporate espionage. First up, we're going inside the corporate world. And here, competition isn't just fierce, it's basically a battlefield for information. Every company is looking for an edge, right? But there is a razor-thin line between doing smart research and actually committing a crime to get a rival's secrets.
And this is exactly where that line is drawn. On one side, you've got what's called competitive intelligence. Think of a smart analyst legally digging through public records, news articles, doing their homework. But on the other side, you have corporate espionage. That's the shadowy figure breaking in, digitally or physically, to steal private information. The goal might be the same, get an advantage, but the methods, they couldn't be more different.
So who do these corporate spies actually go after? You might think it's the CEO, but nope, they go for employees in key departments who have their hands on the real crown jewels. The manual points out that spies hit up R&D for new product designs, marketing for launch plans, and manufacturing for production secrets. These are the people on the front lines, holding data that is only valuable because it's secret.
But hey, stealing secrets is one thing. Why not just steal cold, hard cash? So now we're moving on from the spies to the classic financial schemes. These are the tried-and-true methods that fraudsters use, and honestly, it is shocking how often they still work.
Okay, take the classic false billing scheme. I mean, it sounds almost too simple to work, doesn't it? An employee, somebody in a position of trust, sets up a fake company, a shell company. Then they submit a fake invoice for work that was never, ever done. And then they just approve it for payment. The company cuts a check and poof, the money is gone, straight into the fraudster's bank.
And the cost of these things can be absolutely staggering. This quote here is from a real case in the manual. An employee found this tiny little loophole that let them divert airline ticket refunds right into their own account. It started small, but over 2 years, that small crack in the system drained more than $100,000 from the company.
So how do you even catch this? Well, the manual is full of these things called red flags. These are the secret giveaways. For example, are invoices from a bunch of different suppliers all getting mailed to the same P.O. box? Or maybe a vendor's invoices are numbered perfectly in a row, like 101, 102, 103. Real business is way messier than that. These are the exact little clues an investigator is trained to hunt for.
All right, let's pivot. We're leaving the paper trails behind and jumping onto the digital battlefield. See, the tools of the trade have seriously evolved. Today's fraudsters don't just need a fake invoice. They need malicious code. These are the weapons in the modern cyber fraud arsenal. First up, you've got the classic, the virus. You can think of it just like a biological virus. It hides inside a totally normal-looking file, just waiting for you to click on it. The second you do, it springs to life and starts its mission, which could be anything from destroying your data to just causing total chaos on your machine.
Then there's the worm. Now, a worm is different from a virus because it doesn't need a host file. It's a master of escape, and it replicates itself, burrowing through entire networks all on its own. Some famous worms in the past spread so fast that just the network traffic they created was enough to bring down huge parts of the internet.
And of course, the Trojan horse. Just like the name implies, it's all about deception. It shows up looking like a gift, a free piece of software, a cool game. You willingly let it inside your digital walls, but once it's in, it opens a secret backdoor for attackers to sneak in and take over.
And finally, we have spyware. Its mission is pure espionage, just digital. It silently installs itself on your computer and just sits there, like a digital mole, recording every single thing you type, copying your passwords, your bank info, and then secretly sending it all back to its master.
Okay, so we've looked at the attacker's playbook. A little scary, right? So how on earth do organizations fight back? Well, it's not about finding one magic solution. It's about building a fortress, layer by protective layer. So how do the pros build a real defense? It's not about just randomly buying the latest security software. It all starts with a smart, calculated plan, the security risk assessment. This is where they methodically identify every possible threat,
figure out the odds of it actually happening, and then weigh the potential damage against what it would cost to protect against it. It's all about strategy, not panic.
And you know, the very first layer of that fortress, it isn't technology at all. It's people. This is where you get things like security awareness training, rules like separation of duties so no single person has too much power, and having a clear plan for when things go wrong. This is the human firewall, and it is often the most important line of defense.
Then, after that, you add the technology. This is the second layer, the digital guards at the gate. You've got firewalls to block bad traffic, you have intrusion detection systems that act like digital tripwires, spotting suspicious activity that gets past the first line. This is the tech that actually enforces the rules that the people set up. And this right here is the biggest lesson from the entire manual's defense strategy. There's no silver bullet. There's no one program you can buy. Real security is this constant dance between three things: well-trained people, smart policies, and the right technology. If one of those fails, the other two have to be there to hold the line.
Which, of course, brings us to the final question, the one that kind of haunts the entire fraud examiner's manual. It's this constant cat and mouse game, right? An endless arms race between the people building the defenses and the people dreaming up new ways to tear them down. So after all this, who do you think is winning?